Let's make some felt roses. So I didn't feel like making a bow today. So let's pull out our felt from Crafty Bella Co. Bella's Flower 03. I'll tag her in the video. And I'm using these 3 dies. I'm using the leaf die, die number 262. I'm using the rolled up rose, die number 486, the classic rose. And I'm using this one, is the new strip die. It's longer, die number 1147. So let's get started. So first we're gonna cut out our roses. So out of one sheet, you can make one little pigtail set. So if you guys haven't noticed, I like everything in sets. So we're gonna fold it in half. I have a sheet, I'm gonna fold it in half. And this one's better with wool blended felts. If you use cheap felts, it'll kind of fall apart. So I recommend you getting some good quality felts, which Bella's Flower 03 sells, Crafty Bella Co. So we're gonna cut this right here. And this little piece I'm cutting off, we're gonna need. So don't throw this little piece away. This little piece, we're gonna use right here. We're gonna cut it right here to make our little strips that we're gonna line our alligator clips. So these are the they have no teeth, single prong alligator clips is what we're gonna use. And I get these off of Sally. The Sally Beauty Store is where I get those from. So then we're gonna need some leaves. And we're gonna use, which ones do I wanna use? I think we're gonna use these two, the little ones. But we'll do that next. Let's run this through our Sizzix Big Shot Plus that I have on my table. So I'm gonna put my plate on the bottom. I have my felt here. Put this one here. Go this way. Here's my Sizzix Big Shot Plus, and we're gonna roll it through. And see how fast it cuts. It's super easy. We have one here. Look at it. So fun. There goes one. Keep that over here. And let's do our second one. Second one's over here. We're just gonna pull it up. And that's how easy you can cut felt roses. Super easy. Okay, so we have our 2 felt roses cut out. Now we're gonna get this longer one. And we're gonna cut our little strips. So we're going for the skinnier ones because this one's gonna line our alligator clip like this. So we're gonna put our felt here. We're gonna cover it up and we're gonna roll it through our Sizzix Big Shot Plus again. Put you guys this way, you guys can see what's going on. Roll that this way. And now we have our little strips. So we only need 2, but we got 2 for our next set of roses. So we keep these for next time. Now let's cut out our leaves. So for the leaves, we're gonna use this one, and we're gonna need 2 of them. So I already have mine already folded in half. So I'm just gonna line it up like this, and then cut out a little square. So when you're making these in bulk, what I do is I cut a whole bunch of little squares out and cut in bulk. But we're just doing one at a time. So I'm gonna put this here, and we're gonna roll it through our Sizzix Big Shot Plus again. So here's my machine. Go back this way. And it is cut. So here's one leaf. And here is our second leaf. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we have our strip, we have our little single prong alligator clip, we have our leaves cut out. We're gonna need a little square and our tweezers and some scissors. So to get started, first you get your rose that we cut out. This is the bottom, the end part. We're gonna start from the other side. So go all the way to this side right here. This is the bottom, the ending. Go from here. So once you get here, you're gonna get your tweezers. You could do hand rolled or tweezers. I always start off with the tweezers first to start off my roll, and then I go into hand rolling. So I'm just gonna start off like this. And then once I get here, I pull it out and then I'll finish the rest hand rolling it. So this is what I do with hand rolling. If you wanna continue with the tweezers, you can, but once I get to this point, I like hand rolling. I'm not adding glue to it because I'm gonna use this felt square to glue it down to secure it for it won't fall apart. And it holds it very well. So continue rolling. If you want a smaller flower, like, okay, I like this size, you can always cut off here and then glue it. But if you want the full size, you keep on rolling. So this one can make smaller flowers as well, depending on the size you are going for. But for this tutorial, we're gonna do the whole thing. So the little butt, this part right here, I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna cut it off. So I'm gonna end my flower right here. So I'm gonna cut this off. I'm not using that piece. So once I get here, I'm going to add glue just to the bottom part, like that. And we're gonna stick it on right here and press down. So just securing it here. And this little peak right here, we're gonna cut that off too. This little tiny peak, cut that off. Okay, so this is how our flower is looking. Here's how the bottom is looking, but we're going to secure the bottom. So to secure the bottom, I have a felt square here. We're gonna add hot glue all to this bottom part right here, for it won't fall apart on us. Like that. And then we're gonna stick it onto this little square and then press down. And that's gonna secure our rose from falling apart. And I like kind of going to the middle of the rose and to kind of make the circle in the middle, kind of like that. Look how cute. Okay, so now that we have this here, it's cooled down a little bit. We're gonna get our scissors and we're gonna basically go around the whole circle and cutting off what we don't need. So that kind of secures the bottom of our rose. So that part is done. So now let's get our clip. So the easiest way to do this is to get your single prong alligator clip. We're gonna clip it onto our strip that we cut out. Once it's clipped on, we're gonna add hot glue here. And then we're gonna fold this over this way. So you only need one of these strips because I already made one with this one and I still have left over for another one. And then we're gonna cut it off right here. So that's how we line our little single prong alligator clip. Now let's do our leaves. So our leaves are like this. We're gonna add a dab of hot glue. Can you see that? And then we're gonna pinch it like this. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other one. We're gonna add a little dab of hot glue and then we're gonna pinch it. So once it is pinched, we're gonna add a little bit of more hot glue. We're gonna get our second one. We're gonna stand it next to each other and then we're gonna pinch them together. And then we get this little couple. Okay, now that we have it like this, we're gonna get our single prong alligator clip. We're gonna add hot glue here, just to the middle part. And then we're gonna get our leaves, pick them up like this. And we're just gluing down this section right here. So we're gonna stick it on and then add pressure here. So when we glue it on, this is not glued down. Ooh, it's kind of fuzzy. So we're just gluing down just the center part. So it looks like this. Okay, once that is glued, we get our rose, and I like going to where we ended off. See this part right here where it's ended off? That's the part we're gonna glue against the leaves to attach it to our alligator clip. So we're gonna add hot glue here. We're going to that part where we finished off, this one right here, and this is where to go against the leaves because we wanna hide that part. And then we're gonna press down. Let me go back in. Let's make sure our little center is nice and visible. And we have our beautiful rolled rose on an alligator clip. And I like these as coarse as pigtail sets. And this is our final look of our felt roses.